Welcome back, everyone. I hope you are doing well. Obviously, over the weekend, if you did not know, it was Toy Fair in New York, and I'm about to burp. Excuse me. Oh, that was a mess. My apologies. But if you are aware, Toy Fair just happened. Playmates was there, plus many other companies. I made a video about it. Go check it out. Tons of Godzilla stuff. But let's focus on Playmates today. And they revealed quite a bit of stuff, actually. It seems they're all in on the Monsterverse. The line is doing very well. They even got an award. The 6-inch Monsterverse line was awarded like the top selling toy line of 2024, something along those lines. But so Playmates is obviously very happy. So they're continuing. Kind of going through a brief summary of what I've talked about before. In case you haven't seen it, though, some of the new stuff they showed off here. They have some new gimmicky toys within like the 7-inch scale. We have on the left there, chest pounding Kong, tail swiping Godzilla. Those are about the same size as the Battle Roars. They're posed right next to them. At the top there, they're re-releasing the Mechagodzilla as well, the Battle Roar Mechagodzilla. And on the right, we have instead of the crystals, they're changing into these spheres, these mystery spheres that are decorated like the Monarch pods and some cave paintings. And they're adding a few more Titans to that very small mystery scale, like Ghidorah. I think Mothra was shown too. Then you have the Beast Glove as well that you can put on your hand. Well, probably if you're a child, you can put on your hand. I don't know if it'll fit, but still a very nice addition. Then they're also on the right there re-releasing the Kong Skull Island figure that comes with the propeller chain and the helicopter. I wonder if the battle damage is still included. Hopefully not, but I'm not a fan of that stuff. But it seems to be attached to this picture, but we'll see. But it's again re-released in case they haven't picked it up. I do recommend it. Still overall a good figure. Up on the left there, in the scale of the giant figures, you have the rolling punching Kong, which is already out at most Targets. I've seen it a few times now. And then coming out soon at some point, we have the rolling tail wagging Godzilla that's actually based off the pre-evolved Godzilla design, and I'm actually a fan of that. I'm kind of getting tired of Playmates' version of evolved Godzilla, but this, I would definitely try to pick that up if I see it. That's very cool gimmick. They showed in a video too, the Luminous videos where I got these images from, so check his video out. You see it in action. It's very nice. And the new 6-inch figures here. Quotes are on the word new for 2 of them. We have 2 repaints up on the left there. We have Mothra in her poster form or her rebirth form with the blue coloring. Hopefully this one actually appears in stores, unlike the other 6-inch one that only appeared in the 5-pack and never as a standalone figure. Although I wouldn't be surprised if that starts to appear soon. Then you have Burning Godzilla. Finally, 2019 Burning Godzilla's coming out. Cannot wait for that one. Translucent, very nice orange, very nice. And the surprise was obviously the Frostvark from Monarch Legacy of Monsters. We had a very good idea they were going to start leaning into Monarch for some Titan figures after they showed that the Ion Dragon was going to be on the box. But I don't think anyone expected that they'd start off with the Frostvark. At least that's what it seems like to start off with. Playmates typically kind of surprises us sometimes. So, but cannot wait to get that figure. It looks very nice. So yeah, that's what they showed off. And again, there's so many other Godzilla things from other companies, but Playmates, that's what they showed off primarily. So the line is still alive and still going, and I'm very happy. So how about we just go ahead and speculate just for this year, 2025, what do I think we're going to see? What do I think Playmates has in store? Here are my predictions. Starting off with this, Monarch Season 2 comes out later this year. So they're doing the Frostvark, obviously. I do believe at some point this year they will do the Ion Dragon. To try to get that out around the same time as Monarch Season 2. So I believe at some point we will see this figure. Again, it's on the box. It's on the box. So I'm sure there's a figure coming of it, and I cannot wait. One figure I say we're probably not getting, though, is this Isopod, I believe it's called. Isopede. Hang on, I have it here. Let me look it up. What is this called? Endopede. Endopede, that's what it's called. See, that is exactly why I don't think we're getting this. It's a Titan, but it had such little screen time. There's a face in the center of his mouth. It's kind of creepy, but it had very little appearance compared to the Ion Dragon and the Frostmark. I do not think we're gonna see this figure. Up next, Scylla. Okay, so I had my doubts that they could make a Scylla figure. Bahia went ahead and announced that they're making a Scylla figure that comes out next year. And they even showed the images. So it's possible. It's possible. So if Haya can do it, and I know Haya's a bit more of a higher grade figure, but I believe Haya can do it, Playmates can do it, and I believe 2025 would be the year to do a Scylla figure. I really do. And it would, I just think it's funny because when it comes to Playmates, you know, the Frostmark is getting a figure before Scylla. You know, One Eye got a figure before Scylla. Meanwhile, over on the Haya end of the spectrum, Scylla is getting a figure before Mechagodzilla 2019 for some reason. It's funny too because I've heard people say that, oh, they're probably struggling to make a Mechagodzilla figure, but yet somehow they can make a Scylla figure. I don't see how that makes sense, but it's just kind of funny. But yes, in terms of Playmates, I feel like this is the year that they would release a Scylla figure if they can. Up next, re-releases. I do think the Skullcrawler will get re-released this year if they're going to do the Kong re-release. Now, I say that because, one, I do think this version, the 2019 version, could get re-released this year. However, I also believe that they will repaint that figure into the Skull Devil from Kong Skull Island, because it's simply just taking the same mold, but don't add the red paint to it. That's it. That's all it is. It's the same. It already has the sharp edges on his elbow. So it has a little bit of gray on the top of his head. So it's pretty much there. They just need less paint on it. And if they're going to re-release Kong from Skull Island, might as well give him the creature that he fought, which was the Skullcrawler, Skull Devil here. Notice I say creature because apparently this is not a Titan. Skullcrawlers are not Titans. They're just really big salamanders. That's a fact. That came out of some book for some tabletop game for Skull Island. But yeah, I do think we will see a Skullcrawler in some form, and I would not be surprised if it gets repainted for the Skull Devil. Up next, again, if there is to be more re-releases, I would not be surprised if we get another Warbat re-release. Hopefully they retouch this figure a little bit. I'm not the biggest fan of it, especially with that ugly battle damage piece. Please, I'm so happy they stepped away from that, and it just looks terrible, especially when it's not, the skin is not plugged in. But I do feel like they'll re-release this figure at some point. And finally, I believe they will hit us with some surprise battle packs, or at least one surprise battle pack. Again, Playmates, the fun thing about them is they sometimes will show off things before, they get released, so you know what's coming. But a lot of the time, stuff just starts appearing in stores and you just see people post pictures about it. For both the battle packs for Godzilla vs. Kong, I remember, were surprises. Like, I just remember someone randomly one day found one at a Target, started posting it online, and shortly after, they started appearing everywhere. And we've seen that too with Drowned Viper and One Eye. Again, someone just posted some pictures from like Walmart one day, and bam, there they were. So Playmates usually has things that they keep pretty secret, and they just pop up one day. And I feel like we'll see a new battle pack, and I really hope when we do that it is more in line with what we see here on the right versus what is on the left. On the right, we have the Godzilla vs. Kong battle packs. I've said before, and I'm going to say again, those battle packs are much better in my opinion. They're only about $5 more, because they're about $25. The New Empire ones are $20, typically around there. But for an extra $5, you get a much better diorama piece with a few extra pieces. Whereas with the New Empire battle packs, they just seem very I don't want to say lazy, because it's not really lazy, but the diorama pieces are not as like, whoa, that's cool, you know. Like, look at the city battle there on the right. You get 2 sets of buildings. One of them is sturdy enough you could put Kong on top of. You get some debris to put around there as well, and some flooring to show some streets. Look at all the explosions. Very nice. And then over there with the Scar King and Kong battle pack, you get, it doesn't show it here, but all you get is like the lava falls, that 2 little pieces plus some crystals. There's not much to it. There's just not much to it. And you know, they're fun, I guess, but definitely the Godzilla vs. Kong ones are better. And I'm hoping we see those, something on par with those. Whether we have some repaints, maybe like an Egypt one, Godzilla vs. Kong in Egypt with some pyramids and some other structures, and then maybe a final battle in Rio. That'd be really cool. So they have some stuff to work with there. That is it in terms of my predictions for 2025 from Playmates. Obviously, I'm sure they have a few other gimmick toys planned as well. But yeah, I feel like we don't know everything yet. There's probably a few surprises that they have that we'll see throughout the year. I do believe they said the Frostvark and a few other figures are slated for fall. So quite a bit away till we get them. Because I think right now, technically, the newest wave is the Real Feels, which are hitting stores now. I haven't found them yet, but they're hitting stores. And then the Rolling Punch Kong. So that's like the newest thing right now that came out recently. So maybe there's some more that will get released in between then. But it seems like next will be in the fall when we get some other stuff. So we'll see what happens, and I'll keep you posted. But let me know what you guys think is coming this year. Maybe you think some of this stuff is not coming. Maybe you think some of it is coming. Maybe you think something else is coming. Let me know. Anyway, guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all take care, and I'll see you all next time.